Just spent my Sunday afternoon chasing down this marketplace beauty. This is a Stihl FS 56 RC. Hello everyone, I'm Big Allen Cox. Welcome to the channel. This was listed for $100. I did not pay $100 for this unit. I offered $60 for it, which is a little much for a non-running unit, but I'm still in a good mood about it because I want a backup unit to use every now and then, and hopefully this will work for that. These are some of the specs for the Stihl FS 56 RC. This unit is Stihl's top occasional use trimmer, arguably the best trimmer made for the homeowner, and just a step below Stihl's Pro model starting at the FS70R. Now in the ad, the seller states that the weed eater needs a new pull start cord and a primer bulb. That is a very easy fix, and that it runs great. Yeah, we shall see if the fix is easy and if it runs great when these two problems are fixed. It all seems to be here. I don't see any missing parts. The cover is not broken anywhere that I can tell. It does show some use, certainly. The kill switch is intact and it looks fine. The handle looks good, which is actually a part of the reason they call this the RC56. It has the loop handle. And the C stands for the auto cut head. The auto cut head allows you to reload the mechanics without taking the head apart. Very nice time saver there. This has a tag stating it was sold at Farmer's Feed and Seed. Wow, very cool. Don't think I ever been in that store though. These were typically anywhere from $230 to $260 new. I'm going to know nothing about this unit without being able to at least spin the engine. So the first thing I need to do is go down the street to my local Stihl dealer, which is Joe's Tractor Sales here in my city of Thomasville in the USA, and get a Stihl handle and replacement pull rope. This is Joe's Tractor Sales we are arriving at here. They are also a dealer for Bobcat, Echo, LS tractors, and some others. They also have a service and parts counter with great friendly hometown service. They have been here since 1949. Tells you a lot there. Well, let me go in and see if they can set me up with a pull start for this 56 RC. I have obtained a new pull cord and pull cord handle from my friends at Joe's Tractor Sales. The cost was $8.42. Not too bad. I already have a Stihl primer bulb, and hopefully that'll be all that carburetor needs. T25, let's see what this air box looks like. This unit does seem to show signs of a lot of use. Oh yeah, very nice and nasty. Jeez, oh blue. Look at that. Way past needing changing. Look at all that crud in there. If you ever asked for ground Oreo cookies on your sundae and didn't get it, This is where it went. Baked at 325 for 10 years probably. Yeah, certainly all that needs to be cleaned, but I don't know if this unit runs yet. And I'm fixing the stated problems in the marketplace ad, which according to afterwards will run great. It's an easy fix. Pull start repair and primer bulb. I'm certainly glad I didn't pay $100 for this. 60 may have been a touch heavy. More like 40 or 50 would have hit the mark on this one. Running clean, I probably wouldn't double my money on this after repair, but I might have a nice weed eater for myself. 3 T25 Torx screws hold this starter cover and assembly to the machine. I'm interested to see what exactly happened to the pull rope operation aside from missing a starter rope handle. Even though this unit may have seen some years in use, these Stihl weed eaters are troopers. They can stand their share of abuse and use. Not knowing anything about this unit and just looking at pictures is a gamble on marketplace. This thing could be just dirty and used little, but I doubt it. A lot of the story we'll be hearing it run. Hopefully the engine isn't tired and still has a lot of life in it. There's another Torx screw down here at the bottom of the cover. Well, it's eager to come off. It wants to be fixed. Oh no. Yeah, you can see where the rope is broken. I don't think it's going to be long enough to do anything else with, so I'm going to have to replace that. Looks like the inside of the reactor at Chernobyl. I evicted these two from the machine, but they're making me pay for it with the smell. I think I'm going to spray some PB Blaster into this pull start. Okay, it's actually about 5% cleaner than it was. I'm facing it, this unit's been used quite a bit, and it's been used in a lot of dirty areas, and it's just going to be dirty. You're not going to get it totally clean, but it looks about 5% better anyway. At least I can touch it in a few places. Next thing I'm going to be looking at is this carburetor, and like the ad said, it's got a busted primer bulb on it, and that is the case. So let's look at that. It's going to take a Phillips head screwdriver. There are 4 of them here. Actually, that's not even tight. None of these are tight, so somebody must have had this lid off here. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, she busted. We'll pop that out of there. Baked, cooked at 325 for 10 years. It's a replacement bulb here. Pop those screws back in. This thing at least smells a little better, if nothing else. Okay, I think I got that all torqued down. I don't know if that carburetor works or not, who knows. Let's see what the gas tank looks like. There's nothing in it. This thing is just dirty, been used. I hope it runs. That's when you know you need to change your air filter. Well, unfortunately, there's not enough length on the old string to actually accommodate a good start, so I'm going to change the string out. I'm going to wind this coil counterclockwise until it stops. Okay, I think I got it. Thing's hard to fish up in there. And now what I'm going to do is let this go, and it should wind this up. Okay, I got my string run up in there. I'm going to just let that tighten up, just like that. And I've got enough left over I can trim off, pull up a little bit if I need to. Now I need to tie my knot on this rope. Okay, I've got my knot tied in there. As you can see, I got excess rope there. I'm going to pull that until my rope spool kind of evens out right there. Now I can kind of gauge how much I need to put through my pull start handle. Go through the bottom here. Okay, I'm going to actually pull this until I get a good tight pull on it from the pull start. And I know about there I'm good with the rope on the spool. I like to have a good old double knot in these myself. Get my lighter action going here. Okay. Good to go. Yeah, we now have a full pull out. Awesome. All right, T25, get our cover back on here. 3 screws. Number 2. One on the bottom. Oh yeah. Okay, and that's our pull start repaired. And we have our new primer bulb in. This is a new Stihl air filter. See that arrow goes up just like that. Get our screw back in there. Okay. Okay, this is what I've done so far. I've replaced a broken pull start rope and a missing handle, and I put a new air filter in and replaced the primer bulb. So I have fixed what the ad said that I needed to fix to get this machine to run. Now will it? We're getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Thought this year we would deep fry a few turkeys. Had to end up getting a new deep fryer from Ace Hardware. It is very nice indeed, and stainless steel. Won't rust out. The old deep fryer was aluminum and had rusted out. Attempts to fix it were unsuccessful. You know, sometimes you just gotta go buy a new one when you're dealing with something like this, you know. You want stuff right when you're messing with hot oil and a flame. Something I haven't done is check the spark plug. It's a 5/8, so I'll take that out and inspect that. That's actually not too bad. Pretty clean. NGK CMR6H. Now I'm just going to stick that back in there. A great running two-stroke engine starts with the right oil and gas mix. This Stihl FS 56 RC uses a 50-to-1 ratio mixed fuel. I always use true fuel in all my two-stroke fuel mix engines. I rarely ever have issues with starting in the fuel system since I've been using true fuel. It's also available in a 40-to-1 mix, and it contains 100% pure gasoline, no ethanol, and that's a definite plus. The perfect mix every time makes your machine run the same every time also. Get True Fuel now at your local Napa Auto Parts store. For over 100 years, Napa has been a great source for tools, engine parts, filters, oil, and more. There is no fuel in the tank, and the fuel filter looks good, as well as the fuel lines. There is some debris in the top of that tank. I need to fish that out before I add the fuel. Here it is. No need for that to be floating around in there. I'm going to add about a quarter tank of fuel. After a carburetor or fuel service, it's best not to fill the gas tank until you know there's no issues. That way, if you have to drain the gas tank or you have a leak, you're not dealing with a full tank of gas running out everywhere. Hopefully, replacing the carburetor primer bulb will put the fuel system back in business on this machine. As long as the carburetor worked before the bulb was EOL, I can dream anyways. I'm fingers crossed on that carburetor. Let's see if the bulb will prime the system. The bulb shows fuel in it. That's a very good sign. Shows the fuel line is clear and the fuel filter is good. I don't see any dripping fuel. That's also a good sign. I'm starting to feel a little better about it now. I'm going to go full choke. How many pulls do you think? I'm just hoping it does fire. But I believe in the Stihl. I'm going to say maybe 5. Let's see if this unit will fire off. Giving it the full choke. Six pulls. Awesome. Wow, it lives. Very nice indeed. It started up, the pull start feels great and works good. I think the carburetor is actually working pretty good. Probably the more it runs, the better it's going to run if it's been sitting a while. The clutch and drive seem to be working correctly. T25, I'm going to straighten that handle up a little bit. It's a little out of whack. Another good idea is going to be to take your T25, make sure all your screws are tight on the unit. I've found many of the screws that I didn't mess with on this one to be fairly loose. Well, now that I know that it runs, next thing will be to try to find something to test it on. It's November, so there's not a lot of weeds growing around here right now. There's a little growth here on this side hill. Let's test it out on that. It seems to be running and working great. The engine seems to still have good power. It's a usable tool again, I think. These Stihl FS 56 trimmers are probably the best weed eater a homeowner could have. This one is probably around 7 to 10 years old, but it still runs great and probably will last me another 5 to 8 years with good maintenance. This is kind of a breakdown of what I spent totally, or maybe would have spent totally to fix this weed eater buying everything. The primer bulb and air filter would have been around 16 bucks. The pull start handle and rope would be around 10 bucks. My initial cost of the weed eater was $60, so you could say with my parts my total investment would probably be around $86. The modern version of the FS56 is the 56RC-E. The E denotes the Easy Start 2 system, which is supposed to make starting the engine really easy with 1 or 2 gentle pulls. Well, maybe. A Stihl usually starts pretty easy if it's running right anyway, I think. On average, they run new around $250 to $300. Now on a good day, you might be able to sell this one to a Johnson with a few millers in him for around 130 bucks or so. The skill level I give this one was a 4, that being mainly for the pull start. The primer bulb is really easy, I'd say a 1 or 2. I already had the primer bulb and air filter. I have other Stihl stuff, so I buy that stuff in bulk. So really maybe a few bucks. And the pull rope and the pull start handle was $8.42 from Joe's Tractor Sales. So basically I have around 70 bucks in this repair and about an hour and a half in time. It's going to be great to add this FS56 RC to my family of Stihl weapons against overgrowth and weeds. It's also a great revival and gets saved from the landfill. I'm Big Al Cox. Let me and others know about your experiences with a Stihl FS56 RC. If you have a newer one, tell us how you like that. Drop those comments in the comments section. Please like the video if you did. I will have more videos coming soon saving things from the landfill. Thank you, and thanks to the kind subscribers of the channel, and to my local Napa Auto Parts store and Joe's Tractor Sales here in Thomasville, North Carolina, the USA. And until the next time, I wish you many blessings from my shop to yours.
I'm in the swings at the bowl of some Jordans, and I'm catching more fish than the Gordon. Dog store, I'm the king of the ring, y'all. So everybody bout to hear like a b-ball. I'm coming how I'm coming, going dumb, y'all. Dog store, about to chew 'em up like a gumball. Big-headed, only being me. Every day I gotta platinum selling more copies than the Harry Potter. I gotta run 'em off the road and they getting away. We got 'em buying food, go California, yeah. I got a super dollar sign when I open my mouth. And all you players, if you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I'm in the swings at the bowl of some Jordans. Now I'm catching more fish than the Gordons. Dog store, I'm the